Hey there, welcome back to the show. Today we are answering the question, can I license my course, training, or content? And so if that's what you're looking for, you are in the right place. I'm April Beach, host here at the Sweet Life Entrepreneur Podcast and CEO of the Sweet Life Company. And I've been teaching experts, coaches, and consultants to license their content for over a decade. And I want to unpack who this episode is actually for. So if you are a subject matter expert, coach, consultant, you may be an author or a speaker, and you have trainings and content that you're interested in licensing to other companies. I want to unpack some prerequisites for licensing here to help you identify whether or not your content is ready. So if that's what you're looking for, this is episode number 322. You can find all of the resources and tap into our free licensing business growth business tools, videos, strategies, worksheets by visiting sweetlifeco.com. All right, so this is for those of you guys who are established business owners. So let's take a little hint from that. The idea here is that you need to be good at what you do. So prerequisite number one, you need to be able to deliver results. If you are a brand new coach, a brand new consultant, welcome to the world of coaching and consulting. It is growing rapidly. It has been growing rapidly, especially over the last decade. And we want to make sure that before you give another company permission to actually utilize it, that you have a proven record of getting people results. So prerequisite number one is, do you have a system, process, curriculum, an outline, a methodology, a framework? Do you have a way of taking people from one place to another place, or businesses from one place to another place? I've talked about this on shows over the years. We actually teach this when we teach $1 Million Offer Engineering. But the key phrase I want you to ask yourself is, does my program, content, curriculum, whatever it is, deliver predictable, transformational, measurable results? Are you capable of doing that? Now, one of the things I do want to say is number two is you actually don't even have to have a thriving, established coaching and consulting business. And I'm going to share with you a case study of one of our clients who was very good at what she did, but she didn't even have her consulting business launched. She wasn't even in her own independent business space. She was just very good at what she did based on her professional background. So I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, I don't have a business. I don't have all these followers. By the way, followers do not equal the value of what you deliver. Those are vanity metrics. We don't even look at those. The reality is can you deliver companies or individuals results, and have you done that in the past? That is the most important thing. Now, number two, and this is probably going to surprise you, and I'm going to save you time. I'm hoping to save you time. Your program does not have to be built all the way out. As a matter of fact, and I will be doing more podcast episodes about this, so make sure you're subscribed and we can hang out together. I can keep pouring into you. As a matter of fact, taking the time to build your program out could greatly hurt you, which I will be unpacking why that is in other episodes. But it doesn't have to be built into a place. As a matter of fact, when we talk to new clients that are considering working with us to help them build out their licensing packages and pricing and sell them, oftentimes I hear, well, I just need to work on it. I need to build it first. That is absolutely not the case. So if you do not have a course built or a training built yet, but you still have a proven method for getting people results, you can totally move into licensing. And I actually don't want you to wait. You know, there are so many different strategies when we talk about scaling, coaching, and consulting businesses. There's so many different strategies about selling something before you build it. I have to say that I am usually not an advocate of that in that coaching and consulting space. I at least want us to be frameworked out, to have it built in an LMS, to understand the user experience and the client experience and the transformational benchmarks, if we were just talking about building and growing your coaching and consulting business on the B2C side. Normally, I'm not a huge advocate about totally winging it, pulling something out of the air. Actually, I'm never an advocate of just pulling something out of the air and selling it. But a lot of coaches say to do that on that side of the business. And I'm sure they have their reasoning and strategies. Normally, I'm not that person, guys. Okay. I'm just going to be honest. But now we go over and we talk about content licensing and whether or not you are able to release your content. Now we're talking about the fact of selling a proven method, curriculum, strategy, or process that can be built out later according to who you license it to. So number one, you have to be really good at what you do. Number two, you don't have to have it built yet. As a matter of fact, please don't take the time to build it because time is money, especially when we're talking about content licensing. If you're thinking about doing this, you're thinking about getting into it and you're like, oh, well, I don't really have the time and I don't, I'm not really ready to start in it. You are absolutely losing money. Thousands and thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, so just be mindful of that. And the other thing, and this is number 3, I'm going to share with you here on this particular show. I told you these are going to be high value, short time, so you can binge them and move on to the next one. The other one is something that I really want you, if you can take away anything from today's show, please take away this. In order to license your content, we need to know what you want your next 5 to 10 years of your business and life to look like. And oftentimes that seems like so big, especially if you are new into an industry like licensing, like most people are, because it's still this best kept secret. It's one of those things that with licensing, we can't take it back. Okay? So let me expand on that a little bit. If you were to launch a course or a training program or a retreat or a mastermind and you do it and you go through the process and maybe you liked it a couple times and you got burned out on it and you can stop. You can stop selling it. When you license and you give permission to another company to distribute your content, it's for the term of a license agreement. And so once you put it out there, you can't take it back. And so let me tell you why this is important for the context of what we're saying here today. And I don't want to scare you away from this, but I want to be fully honest with you because a lot of coaches, consultants, and experts come to me for help licensing something that they did not get coaching on before, and they made a lot of mistakes and they can't take them back. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to do this podcast series, because I want to save you from these mistakes. Okay? And so here's what I want you to take away from this show. I want you to ask yourself, what do I want to be known for in regards to this training or content for the next 5 to 10 years? If you're in a place like, frankly, many of our clients are, let me give you a little bit of behind the scenes here, where you've been in business and you're looking for your next level business model, you're looking to free up your time and increase your profit and truly scale, then licensing is a great opportunity for you. But here's the question. What you license, or I should say, what will you license? Because what you license, we don't get to take back. And I want you to be thinking about how well known you want to be for that content. Are you okay with the thought of another business distributing your training and content? If this is the mountain you're going to die on and you want to become the thought leader and you want to be the end all be all company to directly deliver that particular training B2C, then who you license it to matters. We're not going to license it to your competition. And so those are just some of the things that I want you to be thinking about. When clients come in to work with us for licensing, the very, very first thing, phase 1 of our licensing plan is positioning. And that's what I'm sharing with you here today on this show. I want you to understand the importance of how you want to position yourself in the next 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. How do you want your thought leadership to be positioned? How do we want your brand to be positioned? We can do it any way you want. I'm not saying you're going to lose it all. As a matter of fact, we build thought leaders through licensing. Let me say that again. We build thought leaders through licensing. I want you to sit with that. But what we give away, what you're thinking about extending out to others will be affected based on your personal professional goals and your company goals. And so those are the three things I wanted to unpack on this show. Who can license their content, right? So number one, you have to be good at what you do. You have to have a methodology, content, framework, training, course, or process, whether it's built or not, that gets people, remember these three words: predictable, transformational, measurable results. If you don't have that yet, even if it's not built out, but if you don't have your content, your method, your process, your curriculum built out, cruise over. We are happy to help you. We have our $1 million licensing offer masterclass where we actually teach you how to curate your curriculum to build your licensing offers. It's called Offer Engineer. That's where you should be. And that's where you are. Awesome. We are here to help you. But if you already have that, you've had that for years, you're an expert in your space, then great. Skip to step number 2. Don't worry about guessing where it needs to be built out. You just take what you have, whatever the structure of that looks like, and then we get to take it into step number 3, which understanding how you want to position yourself as a thought leader in the future. That's going to help you package up your material to license it. And so those are the 3 steps I want you to be processing. And I can't overestimate how important your understanding of your strategy is in this whole process if you want to be known for your work. Thinking about that. And we can make you as known can be, or we can make you a ghost and still make hundreds of thousands of dollars through licensing your content. But it's up to you. And the point I'm making to you is once you decide that, we can't really take it back. And so those are the things I want you to be thinking about. And that's why I am recording this show in this video for you. If you are finding us on YouTube, our new YouTube channel, I'm so stoked that you're here. Please subscribe to this. We would love to continue to pour into you. Now, let me go ahead and share with you a case study like I promised I would about one of our clients who didn't have a consulting business and didn't even have a course built. As a matter of fact, her case study, she just closed 2 of her first licensing deals in this past week of recording this show, but I did do a whole 30-minute interview with her where she shares her process she went through. That also can be found. Cruise over to our YouTube channel as well, where you can really hear behind the scenes and the details. But I just want to share this story with you so that you are aware. So this particular client was a professor. Okay, so she did have an established area of expertise. She's been a teacher. She has her doctorate. She has been in the corporate world for a very long time. So she's worked with companies. She's developed plans and processes and curriculum within companies. So she was great at it. And she just licensed her course that's based on her intellectual property, but it's not yet built anywhere, to multiple universities. And her first check is $142,000. Her licensing deal for one university is over $1 million for one course that she hasn't even built yet, that's based on her expertise. And if you want to tap into her case study, and she's not the only one. I mean, it seems ridiculous. As a matter of fact, I was saying this in one of our live streams where I was like, I can't even share this case study. People are going to think this is absolute bullshit. Like, this is crazy to take a course that isn't even built, but from established IP and license it for over $1 million. She's a single mom. She's a professional. She's awesome. And frankly, she's just like you. And so those are the things that can happen with licensing. You don't have to have it built yet. You just have to have content that is proven, even if it's from your own brain and your own teaching and your own workshops and your own expertise. Maybe it's from your book. Many of our clients, we turn their books into a licensed program. We turn their signature talks into a licensed program. Maybe it's from one of those places. But you don't have to have it built out yet. And that's what I want you to walk away with. That is the mind-blowing that I want you to gather when we're talking about content licensing. So If you want to know more about content licensing, cruise over to our website at sweetlifeco.com, where you will find tools and resources to get started with content licensing totally free. You can also cruise over to licensing-tools.com, and it's going to take you immediately to a licensing 101 video. You can put me on fast forward, where I'm going to go through case studies to get your wheels spinning even more about different ways that you can take your content, whether or not you're even selling it. Could be content you're selling or content's collecting dust, and we can license it to other companies and expand your reach. And I'm not going to be the police here on who's ready to license our content and who isn't. I want to be. I'll be honest with you. We've seen, this is a little raw April Beach here. If you've been following this podcast, you know that I just kind of say what's on my mind. In the history of the coaching and consulting space, especially as it's grown online, we have seen a lot of coaches that frankly are not good at what they do. We've even seen some opportunities where people are releasing something called a master resale license, where they're teaching people how to do their thing and then giving them like a business in a box. And these people are, in most cases, not very qualified to do that. You know, you've probably seen some of these things coming around. That's not what we do. That's not what we as a company do with content licensing. We work with established experts to license their content out to other companies, nonprofits, corporations, other coaches and consultants, universities, in not only here in the United States, across the world. And that's what we can do for you too. So please subscribe to this YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and DM me on LinkedIn. I am always available to answer your questions because I geek out on this stuff, because I know it can do for you and your business. Thank you so much for tuning in here to the Sweet Life Entrepreneur Podcast. This is episode number 322, and we're going to be continuing our series where I'm answering the most common questions I receive about how to license your content to scale your business. All right, bye-bye for now.